Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Transport Fever 2. Coming at you with more of our Dedication Island series. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. It is always a pleasure to have you enjoying this series with me. So, we are in the harbor just outside Henduniapolis. There's Henduniapolis right there. And this is the harbor where all of the liquid stuff comes in and out. We've got the refined oil coming in, and we got the refining going on to the fuel, and then the fuel goes out and heads down that way to the docks. And I start you out here because today we're going to ramp up the production in this particular location and feed some of this fuel all the way across the map to Dediopolis. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Dediopolis, way out here, isolated all by themselves up in this corner of the map, has yet to see any love on the, at least on the demand side of things. There has been a little airport put in here, and we've got a little harbor put in here. Well, a big harbor, I guess, only being used very sparingly at the moment. And then I've actually, between episodes, I actually went ahead and redid this whole section in here and added in some roads and just got this area ready. I actually wanted to redo this train line here for ages, and I finally got around to doing it, so that's done. And we've got all kinds of buses banging back and forth here, trying to get people moving in Dediopolis. But of course, as you guys know, if you're not feeding the demands of the city's not going to grow. And if the city's not going to grow, then you're not going to get a whole lot of success with making any people to move. You can't move. There's no people. You can't move them around, right? So let's get some people going. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to ramp up fuel production. And in order to do that, we need to refine more oil. And a problem that I knew I was going to have to address eventually is going to get addressed today. Much like the food, there's and some other resources I think eventually long term we're going to have a problem with is there's just not enough raw resources to meet the demands of the cities. So if you look here, there's 3 crude oil here, and there's another one down here, and I think that's it. And so that's not nearly enough to provide 800 refined oil for plastics and another 800 refined oil for fuel to even, or sorry, not 800, 1600 refined oil for plastics and 1600 refined oil for fuel in order to meet approximately somewhere in the vicinity of 400 for each of the 4 cities demanding each of those products. So at some point you're going to have to throw down more resources. And I think what I'm going to do, just because I've already gone through a large process of moving refined fuel around, we of course set up this system over here and boating it across there. Our original system there, obviously some fuel coming in from the islands here. And I also have a plan, which I'm not going to get into today, for shipping this refined oil, crude oil here, having that ship up through the mountains and make its way down here to be shipped up through the harbor. So that is a plan in the future that I will set up, but I'm not going to do that today because I got too much to do today. What I want to do today is just very quickly do something that will solve our problems. And my decision was, executive decision time, I am going to... where's that row we need right there? Actually, no, we'll go with this one. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Why won't that go straight? I just can't get it to go straight. There we go. I'm going to get this road to come across here like this. And I'm going to get this road to come across here like this. I'm just going to smooth that off. I'm going to make the executive decision to just throw down a couple more here on this island. And then up the rate at which those tankers can maneuver across. But actually, we actually unlocked some new tankers, which I'm going to use a bit more in the future. We're going to do some upgrades potentially in an episode in the future. But for today, this line's going to take advantage of them. So, what we're going to do is we're going to come in here into industry, and we're going to just grab some regular old crude oil locations. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them in just like this. You understand. I got music stuck in my head today. I apologize. I'm going to be singing on you. Alright, so let's go put one in there. And I want to stick one right in here like this if I can, as tight as I can get it. Just like that. If we could do it. We can get rid of these roads on the ends. And to kind of mesh together. Keep in mind, too, like this is kind of, you know, I've been trying to find ways to make the with the industry within the cities kind of look logical and laid out and stuff, but you know, out in the field where you just kind of go where the resources are, so having them look perfectly aligned and located doesn't really make as much sense as, you know, just random wells and stuff, like, oh, there's a wells up through here and there's wells over here, and it all, you know, dirt roads running each way and not making a whole lot of sense necessarily where everything goes. But they all connect, and that's the most important thing right there, is if they all connect to this, which they do, thankfully. So that means we need not 4, not 8, but 1,200 capacity coming down here. So this line has got to be capable of 1,200. It's currently capable of 426. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and manage these vehicles. And we're going to upgrade all the way back from the Vandal, all the way up to the Viola. From Vandal to Viola, ladies and gentlemen. And that is a big upgrade. It's only 4 kilometers an hour faster, but twice the power and nearly twice the capacity. Not to mention loading speed much faster as well. So this thing is going to absolutely rock. So we're going to upgrade there. Just like that. And now we've got a beautiful new vehicle. Look at that thing. The Viola. Look at it. It's beautiful. Viola. Sexy beast, you. Look at that thing go. Alright, so let's see what that does to our capacity on that line. It immediately almost doubles it. We were just over 400. Now it's close to 800. So, and what we need to do, that needs to be 1,200. So I would say probably 3 more gets us there easily. I'm going to go ahead and clone both of these vehicles up. And I'm going to let the line run for a minute and see how close that gets us to what we need it to be. Because as you can see here, that gets us... Wait, what did it get to before? Oh yeah, no, I only needed maybe 1 more. Well, we'll see what it does. It's possible if it cycles out, I might only need... You know, and has this number just increase. I might have only needed 1 more, but 4 is fine. It's a short little trek there, so we'll see what happens. But I'll let those get sorted out, and we'll see what happens. That's a lot more refined, or sorry, a lot more crude oil to get moved in for refining. Now, down here, in the last episode, you will know that we upgraded some trains, and these were not amongst them. But I am going to upgrade one of these lines simply because we need to be able to pull in higher numbers, because these lines here pull in somewhere in the vicinity of 900 each. If you look here, they're all right in that, just under 900, just over 900, and we need to be able to pull so basically we need to be able to have 1,600 go on the trains to plastic, and we need 1,600 to go on the boats, or sorry, 1,600 to make crude for the trains to plastics, and 1,600 to make 800 fuel, or 800 refined, I'm sorry, to go on the boats to the fuel. Meaning, long story, not so short, we have to be able to transport 3,200 on these lines, and right now we're only in and around 2,700. So we need one of these guys to basically double their capacity and get us there. So I'm just going to pick one, and it's going to be, we'll make it this one on the far side here. Why not? So I'm going to manage these vehicles, and I'm going to go ahead and grab our big Russian P-36 here, and we're going to grab the real fast tank cars with the extra capacity. And that right there is 4, 4, 4, and 4. 16. So that keeps the same 16, but we're going to go faster. And we could throw on a third train, or we could just up the number of trains. I think I'm going to try upping the number and seeing what happens. Our length is at 225. That's still not too bad. I'm going to go all the way to 20 trains on these things. And I want to see just how these guys operate. This line is saying it's now capable of 1685. That's pretty much exactly where I need it to be. And of course, keep in mind that this train right here doesn't have to worry about getting slowed down because they're on completely solitary tracks from these other two lines. All of this is, everyone's got their own solitary lines coming up in here. So these guys will be, now they're not going to get up to top speed, obviously, because, well, they don't have very long to go. But they have much, much, much more power to pull them along than they did before as well. And then, of course, these 20 length is going to carry lots and lots of fuel. So that's going to, or lots and lots of crude. So that's going to increase our capacity down here as those ships start to bring in bigger chunks. That should get us back on. Look at the size of those beasts. Are we even going to get to 80 kilometers an hour here? That's the big question. I don't even think so. I don't even think so. But it's okay. It doesn't matter as long as they're moving it back and forth and keeping 1600. That's fine. I don't even mind. That's good stuff. And I'm gonna come in here, and I'm pretty sure this is the full length 8 segments. So that's plenty of length capacity for this train here. And it's going to go ahead and unload right in there. All right, that's enough looking at the pretty trains. As beautiful as it is, we got to move on. Because things need to get done. And that includes, but is not limited to, upgrading this line. This guy here is capable of 532, and it needed to be at 400. Now it's going to need to be at 800. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to manage these vehicles and upgrade once again to the Viola. Just like that. And that should be pretty close to making it capable of what we need, just by doing that. Now this guy here is going to come in here and he's going to pick up a load, and this line's capable. That 638 doesn't seem right to me. I feel like that might be higher than that. I don't know. I feel like that could be definitely higher than that. We're gonna let that. How many do we have on this? 8. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and clone 2 more bad boys on there, and see where, and then let it just play out and see where that gets us. I think that could potentially trend up. So that gets us to the 800 coming in here, and then of course we need this line to be capable of taking fuel to Rangerton at, again, that same 800 capacity. Right now it's at 460, and I feel like, yeah, we're doing pretty good here. And then, but this has to be pretty much doubled. But of course, like I said, I'm going to upgrade to the Viola again here. And we're going to see what happens. I need to actually manage this harbor completely. This harbor actually needs to change around. But again, there's lots to do to get the fuel all the way over to Dediopolis. And I don't want to get bogged down in side projects at the beginning of the episode. So that takes us to 552. Again, that'll probably lie, even if that shakes out to 600, we're going to need at least 2 more, maybe 3 more. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 more now and see how that treats us. I'm also going to just ever so slightly just pull this back a bit. Make that route just a little bit easier. I don't want to like take this all completely off, but I just want it to feel a little bit smoother in there. Just like that. And then we'll just come in here with the smooth and make that look nice and natural. And then that's just going to feel a lot better than having to go way out here and have that little gap for them to negotiate with all these different boats. They'll have a little bit more space to move through and adjust their lines, I think. So that'll be good. There we go. A little bit more capacity there. All right. So that's there coming down in here. And now we got to keep on keeping on here. The fuel, once again, is going to move to here in this beautiful, beautiful... How much do you love, by the way, this harbor in here? The way we got this whole thing set up. We got to have this thing up to 800, and it's currently at 449. I think we have the best vehicles on the job, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. No, we don't, actually. Maybe not. Yeah, these guys are slightly better. Same speed. Slightly better power, a little bit more capacity. Yeah, that's actually good. So we're going to split those out. And that's probably not going to make too much of a difference, but that gets us to 481. And we have 8 vehicles. I'm going to say we need it. I'm going to go ahead and grab... Go ahead and grab 5 more. And clone them up. And see what we can do there. That gets us there. And then over here, it's actually going to be a completely separate line that's going to run out of here. And it's going to do so by splitting off onto an overpass right there and coming in here to a train station just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the train station in here in this harbor. And I'm going to nestle it. Cargo terminus, container no, high speed, nice and long. 2. It's going to have 2 goods coming in here. So having 2 is fine. I don't think it needs to have any more than that, because when this city goes to make the machines, it's going to get it via. It's going to get the steel via boat from Curryburg, and it's going to get the planks from Dogetopia up here on the rail. So it's not going to need anything coming from here. It's just basically getting its goods from this section. So that's fine. So let's spin this bad boy around and see if we can't center it up and line it up if possible. That looks pretty well lined up right there. And I'm going to say that right there is as center as it's going to get. Just like that. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of flattening out here. And by a little bit, I just mean, you know, a straight line all the way through. I'm not going to worry about doing it too much. And then we'll just smooth that when we're done. I'm just trying to think. So somewhere in here, it's going to actually be coming up this way. As we come out of here, we're going to elevate anyway to come over this and into here. And I want to try a little trick that I learned. Let me see here. I was actually watching the lovely Grand T. You guys might be familiar with his work. And he did something. I think he was control, comma, I think he said. I'm pretty sure he was control, comma. And if you do this and grab, it would be rail, track, rail. Or no, shift, no, because shift, comma? Shift, just a sec. Yeah, to start out. Now, just a sec. Oh, you don't have to hold shift. Okay, so you can just start it like this. Okay, so you can get your height. So basically what it lets you do is get your height to start out like this. Now, what you want to do, of course, is I want to just barely be high enough. There we go. So that's good. So we found the height we want to be at. And of course, that's not anywhere near the location we want to be at, but hey, that puts us close to the... So what we can do... It's difficult to find the location in the middle, though. Because we want to come out of here and swoop into there. Let me... I don't know if this is the perfect location or perfect opportunity to actually... I think I'm leveled out there. Okay. I don't know if that was the perfect opportunity to use it because it's in between 2 points. I need to come straight out of here. Another new vehicle, the China Railways RM. So, we're going to come straight out of here for just a little bit at least. And again, I don't want to have too long of a stretch where I'm in the air for too long. But I'm going to try this. I'm going to come like this. And I'm going to go like that. I don't know if that's fast enough, though. At that rate. I don't want to have, like, a big spike in the height differential either, you know? Maybe if I go like this... Let me back this up a second. And let me try something out here for a second. Let me grab this track again. And let me bring it all the way out to here. It's a pretty big slope right there, isn't it? But it's kind of what I need because this is elevated above, right? And even this, I'm not sure if that it probably does get over. I wonder if it would go down a little bit and still get over. If I go like that, let me see if this would still get over here. It would. And then the big key would become... Yeah, see, this is the part that bugs me. Is that we needed to come out of here. We need it to not go too far because we want it to level off. We need it to not have... that on the road there. Have to adjust the road probably in order to keep ourselves happy. Bridge pillar collision. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, by here it's saying that it's okay. Let me dial that in. And then let me go here. If I can grab that node. Nope, that's not the node. There we go. That's the node we want. And we can go right back down. What I could potentially do, though, is drag this all the way to here and see what kind of treatment we get. That is not bad. I like the look of this. I'm not a big fan of the hump here, but we might be able to delete a little bit of section here and then redo it to get a more gradual turn in there. My only concern would be how this would look in here, and that doesn't look good at all. You can't do that. You can't come from an elevated height and do your switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bulldoze these signals, which need to be replaced anyway. And while we're doing it, let's just delete the track by accident, because that's how you do that. And like that. Now, what we want to do is, I think somewhere in here, maybe I'll try it right here. I want to just come like this. I want to come out on my own on the best angle I can get. And then this will become the double switch. And then from here, we would see what happens. Like that. Which I think does us better. I'm going to go ahead and spend the money and see how that looks. Okay. And actually have an idea. You wanted to see? I think this is going to be good. You see how it's kind of, I've got it going straight out, and then it's making that kind of sharpish turn there all on its own. I'd rather have the bridge more gradual. Plus, I'd also rather have this a bit better. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go like this. I'm going to go ahead and delete the entire track. Bridge part of the track, I should say. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to replace it and basically just use the takeoff points from the hills as the guide. And I think that's going to give us something that we can live with. And of course, collision, because why not? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete the road because the appearance of this. I'm going to pause the game, and I'm going to go ahead and delete the road because the appearance of how this track looks is much more important than maybe having to make a slight maneuver on the road to make it go like that. But there you go. You have that a much nicer, much smoother turn. And you don't have any weird humps. It's a much smoother transition here and into there. I think I like it. We're going to go ahead and grab it. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is, before I match this up, I'm actually going to, now that I have that lined up, I'm actually going to delete this back a bit. And get a much smoother transition into that. In fact, I might even come back this far and start the elevation immediately and keep it as transitioned as possible. So this would come right into here. And you can see coming out, it's still almost flat, but then just starts to come up. And then that's much, much, much more gradual coming into there. I like that a lot better. So we'll go ahead and delete this back like that. And then we'll slide right along here. Like that. And continue it down there. And then finish it off right like that. There we go. And then we can go ahead and... I have a lot of work to do to go through all of my rail and replace all of my signals with the modern ones. But for now, we're just going to do these ones here. We'll put that there, coming in there, and then that one there, like that. And then we'll match that up and continue to there. And there. And then we'll put in our crossover track like this. And we'll put in a crossover track like this. And then just go like that. So now we've done the things and the stuff, and now we can go like this. Let's just smooth that out around here. I got a little bit ahead of myself with the amount of smoothing I did, or the amount of contouring I did, I guess. So we'll go ahead and correct that error as much as I can. Just like that. We're gonna have to reconnect that road, which definitely should not be a problem. Try and make it look nice and sensical as well. Alright. Now, the big thing is, I think I'd probably just come down to here and not even try and go underneath. Just makes it a slightly long, because I was going like this, right? So I'm just making it flow. Let me just go like that. And then have it come down to there. Like that. I don't really like the way this curvature looks. I think I'm going to try to make that look a bit more, no, not like that. Can I get it to come out and then around? Yeah, see, that looks much more sensical and smooth. And yeah, that's good. I could potentially mess around with that and make that more gradual, but no, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. And then I'm just going to do a little bit more smoothing off in here. And then we're basically done. Come on, autosave. Thought I corrected that to be only every 30 minutes so that it wouldn't be a problem. Probably didn't save or something. I don't know. Anyway. So now we have this. And that means that we can set up a train or 2 or 3 or 4. How many do we have on this line here? Out of curiosity. We have the goods to ship and we have 2 trains there. And that's pretty capable. So if we have 2 nice fancy trains going, we should be pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and I know this is, it's funny. I find myself when I watch other YouTubers making some videos, and you know, like Grant Tia, for instance, he's always got a location where he pulls his vehicles from, and I'm constantly just throwing down depots wherever I need them to satisfy my whim. But it works for me. So what can I say? Now I need a train on Let me see here. We have every terminal but 3 covered, right? So I think 3 becomes... So Terminal 1 is for Joshland, fuel and goods. Terminal 2 is goods for Shepland and also fuel for Shepland. So that'll be the same thing. And then Terminal 3 becomes the same thing, goods and fuel for Dediopolis. So I think that's fine. So that means I need to get a train onto that track. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And I'm going to go ahead and put the like this and like that. I'm going to go ahead and stick that like that, and then I come in here like this. And I need a train to go like that. Temporarily. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to have to make a bit of an educated guess. And I'm curious about this China. It's actually not capable. Ooh, that's actually not very good at all. It's a lot lighter, but, and I guess it's half the price and stuff too. You could use 2 of them. So then you would get double the power, and then the power, I guess, would be similar. But the top speed's not there. So we're going to stick with our P36 for sure. And cargo is the fuel. And the question becomes how many? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with 14. And we'll see how we do. So we put 1 on that end. And oh, I actually need to make the line. I'll buy the other train. Where are we? Here we go. I'll buy the other train first. So we'll go like that and like this. I don't know why I'm buying the other train first. It probably would have made much more sense to make the line first, but that's okay. So we'll go boom and new line. And it's going from here all the way over to here. And that is going to be a nice shade of orange for the fuel delivery. And we're going to call that freight fuel to... we're going to call that, I guess we'll call it Shepland Harbor. And we know Shepland Harbor as the conduit for which you get to Dediopolis. So that'll be good there. And then we just got to make sure that we are on Terminal 3 for that one. And then we... Oh, nice. Very good job. Very good job, game. Very good. And yes, so that's going to come right down here and slide right in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start those guys up. So throw them on the lines there and here. Shepland Harbor, there it is. And we'll start the game up and let them move. And then last couple steps we need to make are up here. We need to get boats. So we need another new line. We'll start up now. And what's going on here? Oh, does this not have... Ah, that's why. There we go. Now we can do it. So we'll go this line right here. Click to add stations. We're going to go there to there. Find a path, find a path, find a path. There we go. And that is an extremely unacceptable color. We're going to go like this. And that's going to be That's going to be boat freight, fuel to sorry, Dediopolis Harbor, I guess we'll call it. Doesn't really have to be Dedi, that's why we know what it means. Because it's not delivery, we know what's going in. And then what we're going to have to do while this is all going... Oh, actually, let's go ahead and stick a couple boats on it so we've got something moving. And so let's go with the Violas, I guess. And so I'm just going to stick one on there for now, just to get it going. And then I'll stick another one on shortly. Like that. Boom and boom. And yeah, I can stick another one on and then see what it rates at. So we've got to come in here. The last thing we need to do here is set up the delivery to the city. Now, I think what I probably want to end up doing is I need a nice long one because you're dropping off massive loads of product. I probably need to stick it here so I can make a nice long one. If I put it in here like this, you start to run out of room. Like, I mean, you only need it to be 1 and 1, but you start to run out of room. Like, basically I can put it like that, but I can't make it any longer, right? If I put it over here and we put it like that, plane going overhead there, and we stick it in there like that, then you can do much like we did over in Rangerton Harbor, is we can extend, so when the Viola comes over with 200 fuel, we're going to be able to... Oh, so close. We're going to be able to find room for most of it, or not all of it. If we can't find room for all of it, we might make an adjustment to how we've got things laid out, but essentially that's that. We've got a nice little area here to go. And then we're going to be delivering the fuel, which means we've got to go to the industrial, which is actually close by. The industrial is actually right in here. What I'm probably going to do is force the residential. See, it's kind of tough because I'm going to have a freeway coming through here, so I don't want the residential that way. And the big airport's going to be here. There's a small airport here. We're kind of surrounded. I'm going to want to get the residential to kind of force itself this way. The industrial is going to basically fill out here and then kind of fill out this, and then the commercial will push down, I guess, towards the big airport. So for now, at least, we need to find a place for a drop off of, oops, I'm on the wrong thing, buildings and like that. And I don't need this up anymore. And we're going to go... I don't really need to have access to everything down here. I'm actually going to clear this out. If anything, it actually needs to be more like here, if we're being honest. If it was just like this, and then if I had roads out if I had a road out the back, let me try something here. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna slide that in there like that. And I'm going to configure it to have access on the back. And then I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to actually put a street right out the back, which will... I'm going to go like this and pull that right through like that. And then I'm going to pull this right through like that. And then I'll allow the city to sort itself out from there. A nice long curvatured road. like that. It'll drive me nuts if I don't do this, so I'll go ahead and do that. It's actually going to go all the way down there. And then this is going to go in here like that. In fact, I'm actually going to just run that all the way down here. Why not? It's good enough. Good enough for government work. And I'm actually going to lock those up because I like the look. What am I doing in here? I'm actually going to lock these up. I like the look of the country road, that 2-lane country road in and around the harbors. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that up. Real nice like that. There we go. And there shouldn't be any, not that it's particularly busy in this city at the moment, but there shouldn't be any traffic lights. It's probably another thing I need to do is go around and do all the cities and make sure there's no traffic lights anywhere. Some of the cities that I haven't done urban planning and stuff in. So, of course, it goes ahead and makes ugly roads like that as soon as we do this. And then what we want to do is we actually have everything right here, so we're going to go ahead and buy some of these. Let's go with let's grab 4 of them for now, and we're actually going to need to set up the line first. It's actually a short line, so it doesn't have far to go, that's for sure. That's final delivery. Final delivery of fuel to where? Dediopolis. That's where. Finally, Dediopolis is going to get some stuff and some things. Whew! Alright. So then these guys can go like this, like that. And let's stick another boat on here real quick. On that. And let me just... I don't want the time to go forward too much more because the next episode is actually going to be the construction of our first few highways, and I wanted that to start in 1958, which is where we are, so that's good. This guy's taking off that way, that's good. So we've got time pause. Let's crank up the speed a minute. That guy's going that way. What's the rate on that line? 369, that's a beautiful start. And the rate on that line is 592, which is more than we need. I could probably make those 12s. In fact, I'm actually going to... Well, no, I'll just let it play out. We'll see what happens. Has that actually got fuel on it yet? No. How far back we got to go? Do we actually have fuel assigned here yet? No. Fuel to Shepland Harbor has not happened yet. Have I missed anything? I don't think I've missed anything, have I? This is just taking stuff. This is just taking the fuel from the harbor to the train station where it would then be diagnosed for... you know what? I can check real quick. Let's check here. Let's see. Oh, you know, also I need to make another one of these. Oh, that's a major big problem as well. All right, so consumers, Dediopolis. It's just not getting transported yet, but it'll get. It's basically on the dock waiting to be transported. So it's actually starting to work. But I need another one of these. I didn't have. I would have liked to have had time for it, but now we're at the end of the video and we're not there yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here, and we'll come back next time to make some highways, and we'll have this problem fixed. Of course, long term, there's going to be 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need, of course, that to be up and running. I'd be curious before we run off, though. I'm curious about how things are looking in here. We are bringing in all kinds. 498 and 1752. That's way over what we need, but that's fine. It is trucking that in. And we're really, they're not even barely keeping up. We needed to do... is sorted out so that it goes on the line capable of more, right? There's this line here that's capable of more. Look at the money it's making. Capable of way more than it needs to be. No, it needs to be 1600, so that's exactly what it needs to do. 1653, that's good. But what it's doing is it's bringing it in and it's dividing it up onto some of the lines over here. I actually needed to deliver, I need it to be as much on this as is on those two combined, right? And it's kind of filling it up there and not really balancing it out all that well. And then down here, these should be ramping up to full blast. Refined 875, that's a good number. Yeah, I think we're pretty much there. Everything's kind of lined up. It's just going to take time to cycle through and sort out the delivery. But yeah, it would have been nice to get all the way to actually seeing fuel delivered. But we'll start off our next episode with the visual of fuel sliding into Dediopolis. Got a lot done today, though. Harbor's starting to look good, too. I like that. And we're starting to get... In fact, you know what? We've got... This has started to get cycled in, and there's lots of people wanting to go across here. We actually need to get another vehicle on that. Manage vehicles. Grab that guy. I know we're over. We're over 50 minutes for the first time in a number of videos. And I apologize for that, folks. I will do better next time. This bad boy is 82 out of 150. Not too bad. But coming back the other way is going to be pretty full as well. It's a nice shot. You got planes. You got planes in the air. You got boats. Things moving. And Dediopolis in the background. Growing will come soon for Dediopolis as they get their stuff coming into the harbor. Thank you very much for joining me, folks. I do appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. Do not forget, of course, to like the video if you enjoyed it, and it'll help me out so much. And subscribe if you haven't, of course. And also, leave some comments down below and let me know what you think. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.